Hi, and welcome to OEM Magazine's Rise series, where I sit down for a quick chat with the best and brightest of the next generation of packaging and processing. Today, we're talking to Brianna Wagner, product manager for Triangle Packaging in Chicago. Brianna was honored at PMMI's annual meeting as an On the Rise award winner, PMMI's highest honor for emerging leaders. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today, Brianna.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to do it.
Yeah, I know it's we're recording this on a Monday, and I know it's a busy day for everybody. But I'm really interested to kind of get a little bit more about your story, and I'm always interested to hear how people end up in packaging because it seems like I never hear the same answer twice.
Mhm.
So, how did you make your way into packaging, Brianna?
So I actually started my career as a chemical engineer. So I worked as an R&D process engineer for an agriculture manufacturing company or agriculture processing company. Um, so that's kind of where I started. I didn't really
Okay.
love it, so I actually went back to school to get my MBA. And after doing that, I was kind of looking for more like technical sales roles. Um, Honestly, I say it was a happy accident that I ended up at Triangle, because it did work out and I love working here now. I love the packaging industry, but I really was just looking for like this new type of role for where I wanted to move my career in the future. And I interviewed at Triangle. It went well. I got an offer. So I really didn't know much about the packaging industry before starting here.
Right.
But now that I work here, I love the packaging industry. I'd say I'm pretty involved in networking and all of those things. So I love it now, but it was kind of an accident that I ended up here.
I don't think you're in the minority. I feel like I hear that a lot. My background, I was in, I do writing and reporting and stuff like that, and I kind of stumbled into packaging magazines as well. And like you said, you kind of fall in love with the industry. How did you bring yourself up to speed on sort of the intricacies and the ins and outs of packaging?
I kind of just jumped in head first.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I think the role I started in at Triangle, so I started as a sales engineer, which is kind of here, it's kind of like an internal project or internal sales project management type of role. So
Okay.
I was writing quotes for machines. I was talking to our sales team a lot of the time, talking to the customers, all of those kinds of things. So I think that helped me get a good feel for, what our customers need and that side
Hmm.
of the industry. But I also did the PMMI Leadership Development Program.
Oh, awesome.
I think at my second year working at Triangle. So in doing that program, I was able to network with different people in the industry. A lot of them were in my age range, so that was helpful for me. But also being exposed to PMMI, I joined a committee through PMMI shortly after that. So I'm on the Future Workforce Committee.
Very cool.
And I think those two things, getting plugged in with PMMI, is a lot of where that learning has come from. And that's kind of what I love is working at Triangle, I know what Triangle does. I know, like vendors that I work with through our company or customers, stuff like that. I know our little bubble of the industry. But I think, yeah, being able to network with different people from different companies, just learn more about the industry as a whole, has just been so instrumental for me, to like broaden that exposure.
I love that. That's a great answer. And I feel like that's kind of going to answer my next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What advice would you pass along to other kind of young professionals, emerging leaders? And I feel like some of that's going to be to get involved because you sound really involved.
Yeah. I definitely think it's getting involved, especially I would say for me as a younger sorry, for younger women in the industry,
Yeah,
um, I think getting involved is even more important.
I
I
agree.
work at Triangle. We have a fraction of the people that work here are women. So I
Hmm.
think also getting plugged in with PPWLN and things like that, has helped me a lot too, to be able to have people to look up to, that have like my background and someone that I can directly relate to. So I think getting involved, but also finding people that you can connect with that might have similar roles as you, um, and be able to work with them, have them be like a mentor to you to bounce, questions off of them, just kind of learn from them a little bit. I think that has been really helpful too, and just realize that, like everyone started from square
Yeah.
zero or square one at some point.
Hmm.
So, um, yes, it might be intimidating now as like a young professional, but everyone started somewhere. So just like realizing there's really no stupid question, like just ask questions, just always be willing to learn more. And I don't think, that can hurt you at all. So I think
Yeah.
just always be ready to learn more and to ask questions and be curious.
It's such a refreshing way to look at it. All the stuff that you've just said, because I know it is. It's always been a particularly difficult industry for women in general, just manufacturing in general, and especially starting out young. But you've seemed to check all the boxes on all the things that you can do to sort of overcome obstacles that you would, these perceived or real obstacles that are put in place because you're a woman in this industry, which is really cool to hear. And it is refreshing how positive you are about attacking it rather than just kind of sitting back and letting things happen.
Yeah, yes. And I think that's a huge part of it. Um, I'll share one of my favorite stories to share.
Sure. Love
First
that.
job, my first job out of college, I just didn't know anything about like the real world, right?
Right.
So, I started, like I said, as an engineer. So I walked into my first day at my first job that I've ever
Hmm.
had, like post college. And I walked in, and it was also in the manufacturing industry. And they asked me, like the first 10 minutes of being there, like, okay, we're getting, your uniforms ready. What's your pant size in men's pants? Like, why would I know the answer to
I
that?
don't know. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But I think that's like a great example
It
for
is.
people, like maybe for, the other side, like for men to realize, like that's something, it's a great example of like something that we deal with like every single day.
Yeah.
And I think just being positive about it and, figuring out how to like pave your own path has been really important. And that's why I'm like also very passionate, about future workforce. And that's,
Hmm.
I mentioned I'm on the future workforce committee,
Yep.
but that's what I love is getting women involved in STEM and manufacturing for those reasons that, these are experiences I've had and I'm very open about sharing them because I want other people to learn from that, like men
Right.
and women alike. That's just the reality of things. So,
Hmm.
but that was my first day of, working in the real world. So that was pretty quick for me to realize. But it's been good.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you again, Brianna, for taking time out of what I know is a really busy day to hop on here and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.